Say that any politician that comes to you and says, I'm going to do only one term, that's a sign of desperation. It will not work. Just like all these gambits about serving food, carrying plates, and doing boy at parties that could be better organized by event organizers. It's also a sign of desperation. It doesn't work. It will never work. And then the second challenge, of course, is that you say the North will buy into this idea of one term. No, the North will not. Because the civil war in this country has never ended. I don't believe that Northerners who are already aggrieved with a Yoruba president will just shift and embrace the possibility of an Igbo president. There are contradictions in this country that have not been sorted out. We should lay the emphasis on competence, ability. If the Nigerian people are politically educated to a point where they can vote for a competent person, regardless of where it comes from, regardless of his religion, that's when this country will begin to move forward. So all this, I will do one time, I will serve you food, I will give you agbado. No, please. That's not going to work, in my own opinion. I don't know whether you disagree.
That was Reuben Abati of the Arise TV displaying his well-known tribalism and ethnic bigotry in responding to Peter Obi's avowal to do one term in office. And oftentimes people like Reuben Abati manipulate this decision, this patriotic decision of Peter Obi, as if it is anything but altruistic. Look, the reason why Peter Obi said that he's going to do only one term is because Peter Obi has looked at the political equation in the country. The South has only 4 more years by 2027. So Peter Obi is saying, I will do only one term so that North will take over power in 2031. It is as simple as that. That is based on the rotational arithmetic. It is not based on anything like desperation. Now, if Reuben Abati is looking for desperate politicians, he should look no further than his own candidate, Bola Tinubu. Even though he pretends as if he's a neutral umpire in the quest for a new president or in 2027, or since Tinubu became president, he pretends as if he is a neutral person. You know, his body language and everything indicates that he is in bed with President Bola Tinubu. I remember the last time they were able to anchor an interview, pre-recorded interview with President Tinubu, the only media chat he has given so far, which Reuben Abati was there. It was all childish questions that he was asking, questions that made no sense, questions that he wouldn't have asked Tinubu if he was not in bed with Tinubu. Okay? So if he's looking for somebody who is desperate, I don't see anybody as desperate as Bola Tinubu, who are against federal character principle or run on a Muslim ticket, because that is the only way a desperate Tinubu can get the support of the North. So if you are looking for a desperate candidate, if Reuben Abati was looking for a desperate candidate, he could not look further than Bola Tinubu, who in his desperation for the Northern vote had to run on a Muslim ticket. That is a sign of desperation. That is the worst exhibit of desperation in Nigeria's political terrain. If you are looking for somebody who is desperate, then you should look no further than Tinubu, who INEC has to push across the line, who INEC is alleged to have manipulated the election to favor him. Because if he was not desperate, Tinubu would have told INEC not to go ahead and manipulate the last election, as was alleged by Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar, among others. If they were not desperate, if Tinubu was not desperate, he would not have supported INEC switching off the transmission of the electronic transmission of the result on the presidential election day. That's a desperate politician. That is what you get from desperate people who want to be president by hook or crook. So Peter Obi is not a desperate politician because he said he will do one term. He is saying that he is not, in fact, he shows that he is not desperate. That's why he's putting it on record. You don't want to be like those politicians when they enter, they start dancing around. Now the whole country will hold him accountable if he's to renege on it. So that's not a sign of desperation. It is a sign of integrity. Take me by my word. Judge me by my word. His word is his bond. That is what he has indicated by saying that he's going to do one time. And he talk about serving like boy. It is because Reuben Abati has no, he doesn't have the kind of background of Peter Obi. Peter Obi come from a family of service. The Peter Obi family has donated their son as a priest, their daughter as a reverend sister. So Peter Obi come from a family, a lineage of service. So that Peter Obi was in a function where the part of the process was that you had to serve food. It's not a sign of political desperation at all. Even Osita was in that same function and served food. But it was Peter Obi's own that some people decided to share and try to make a mountain out of a molehill. Okay? So that is it by that. Now to show you the hypocrisy of Reuben Abati, he started speaking he said he's speaking for the North. Who is Reuben Abati to speak for the North? He was, in fact, he said the North will not support Peter Obi because the Civil War is not over. Who is he to tell the North what to do? Is it not in this same country that the same North voted for Peter Obi overwhelmingly? Because if Peter Obi was not on the verge of victory, INEC would not have switched on the transmission of the transmission of presidential results. It was because of Peter Obi they switched it off. And who are the people that voted for him? Nationwide mandate, both North, South, wanted change in 2022. They voted for him. Maybe Reuben Abati, in his warped mind, didn't know that Plateau is in the North. Peter Obi won there. He didn't know that Nasarawa is in the North. Peter Obi won there. He didn't know that Federal Capital Territory Abuja is in the North, and Peter Obi won there. But in his warped mind, he think that North because of the Civil War. Where was he when the Middle Belt Forum endorsed Peter Obi and worked for him and even followed him to campaign? To say that the North will not. Even in many parts of the North, in Northeast, Northwest, Peter Obi did fantastically well. And I keep reminding people, if Peter Obi was losing, INEC would not have deliberately, as Lai Mohammed put it, switched off the transmission of that result. It was because Peter Obi was on the verge of victory and the mandate was stolen from him. That was why also those who stole that election, they are aware of it. That a massive, somebody who could be able to accumulate 10 million votes is a danger and a threat. So they started attacking him from day one after the election. Even when they have been sworn in and cleared by the Supreme Court, they are still uncomfortable. Because when you know you are holding something that doesn't belong to you, even if the Supreme Court says it is your own now, but in your conscience, you know you don't deserve it. So the person that deserves it, anytime you see him, you get uncomfortable, knowing that you stole what belongs to him. That's why Peter Obi is under the barrage of attack always. And people like Reuben Abati are also amplifying those attacks in their own way, out of tribalism. So he was saying, look at what he was saying. He said that if they are not comfortable with a Yoruba president, why should they even vote for an Igbo? He said the civil war is over. If there is any civil war going on, it's in the mind of people like Reuben Abati. It is in this country, 9 years after the Civil War, Dr. Ekwueme was elected Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Where was Reuben Abati then? 9 years after the Civil War ended in 1970. By 1979, Dr. Ekwueme, an Igbo, was elected the Vice President of Nigeria. So if Nigeria, 9 years after the Civil War, could elect Ekwueme as Vice President, who is Reuben Abati to say that Nigerians are still with the Civil War mindset, so they can't vote, Northerners cannot vote for Peter Obi? It was a very childish something for somebody who has such a massive platform. A massive platform that was even given to him by an Igbo, because the owner of Rice TV is an Igbo, and he gave him that platform, but he abuses it every time and uses it to insult Igbo people and anything of that concerns Igbos. Severally, we've noticed it, and he keeps on doing all these things because his intervention was unnecessary. And he manipulated it as if Peter Obi just said that he want to do one. Because I want people, when you discuss that Peter Obi says he want to do one time, put it in context. Why is he saying that he's going to do one time? It is because Peter Obi knows that the next 4 years from 2027 is for the South. By 2031, it will be for the North. And by that time, by the time the North will do their 8 years, Peter Obi will be in his 70s, and he has said it. That it's not like other politicians who want to continuously be contesting until they somehow they manage to become president. Peter Obi has said that 2027 is even likely to be his last shot at the presidency. So the reason why Peter Obi is saying he's going to do one term is not that he doesn't know that the Constitution gives him right to do 8 years if he wins. But it is because of the gentleman's agreement of the rotation of power between North and South. Right now, the power is in the South from 2023, and is expected to stay in the South until 2031. The person occupying the Southern position right now is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has made mess of that position. And that is why Nigerians are looking for a new sheriff in town. And that new sheriff in town is Peter Obi. And he has said that I'm going to do only one term to reassure the Northern brothers that, look, I will abide by the rotation principle. I will not seek re-election in 2031. Just put me there. I will set Nigeria on a path, on the trajectory of good governance, the kind of which has never been seen in this country. Those who are openly against Peter Obi's position are either tribalistic people, are either nepotistic people, are either people who have no confidence in their own assurances. People like Soludo who their words are not their bond. So they don't believe that any human being can promise to do one time and stick by it, because in their own mindset, they cannot be able to be trusted with power for only 4 years when they could do 8 years. And in any case, you can see how Abati tried to say what we are looking for, as if he meant it, is in Nigeria where the best will be chosen. He want to appear to sound, to be intellectually sound. He say what we want to get Nigerians to the best. But if you ask him the best now, he would, in his mindset, let Tinubu continue. That's his best. But the country is going down the drain. But he was here in this country when late Governor Akeredolu in Asaba declared literal war in Asaba. When the 17 or so southern governors met in Asaba, the capital of Delta State, and made what they call the Asaba Declaration, that power was returned to the south. Where was Reuben Abati? Did he condemn that assertion? Why didn't he tell Akaredolu, who was doing the bid of Bola Ahmed Tinubu that time, to force APC to zone the presidency to south? Where was Reuben Abati when Akaredolu, the late Akaredolu, Governor Akaredolu, he was the chairman of Southern Governors Forum in Asaba, the so-called Asaba Declaration. He threatened on record that power must shift to the south or there will be consequences. Where was Reuben Abati to say, oh, why should Akaredolu talk like that? That they should throw the challenge of the presidency open, anybody can grab it. What we want is the best. Because he's a hypocrite. That's why he did it. There was no record of him coming against Asaba Declaration that power must return to the south after 8 years in the north under President Muhammadu Buhari. So Reuben Abati has just displayed what he is known best for, as a tribal personality who believe in tribal bigotry and who is suffering from Igbophobia. Don't forget, it was this same Reuben Abati that said that Igbos don't sell land to strangers and try to justify it with spurious citations that are unverifiable. So I don't know what to think about Reuben Abati's trying to mix up Peter Obi's very patriotic avowal to do one term out of respect to the rotational principle in Nigerian politics. But whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.